Speaking about massages, I'm gonna tell you.
What? Things
Is it true?
Stop.
It causes like low sperm count in men.
The alcohol?
Yeah, men. All of this. So it's me.
It's expensive. Like 5K a bill. Man, that's not too much. 10K a day. Rolex is 2K.
What do you want me like debanang?
1 million a day. Hi people, welcome back to Dr. Ruth Grace, and today we're going to be talking about preparing for pregnancy. And in studio today we have a very beautiful lady. And she'll introduce herself and she'll let us know. Yes.
Hello everyone. It's lovely to be here. My name is Doreen Nabbanja.
So people, she's an actress. Now we're not going to be acting out this episode. It's going to be
Yeah, real life, real issues.
It's real life. I'm going to be discussing. And nice to have you here. I'm really happy. So now
It's Kazunguring.
So now as we go ahead in the podcast today, we're going to be talking about.
Please.
Okay, but let's go. Don't mind me. I'm kidding. The last episode, we talked about Valentine's, right? Ntugamba abantu basoke babuze consent before you go into the things, and then you end up having sex, etc. But there's always something about sex after sex. The question is, what happened? Did he finish? Why did he finish?
Yeah.
Why?
Do we know if
Do we know if he?
Uh-huh.
And then the guy says, "But I didn't finish. But am I pregnant? Will I be pregnant? Etc." And then there's that whole question of what is going to happen?
Also, yes. How do you know what will get you pregnant?
Okay. Wait a minute. First,
So can be but we did the pull out. I don't understand.
They did the pull out.
And
what do you know? Oh, I did the pull out. You can't be pregnant.
Now and then you turn out to be
pregnant. Why that can happen?
Yes.
Then I will never know I'm just not sure what will happen. Well, maybe I'm on contraceptive. I took a plan B, and I'm hoping and I'm praying I'm not pregnant. Etc. How to prepare? Not only the girls, but also the guys.
Yes.
They need to learn how to prepare for pregnancy.
That's true. Exactly, because the child is ours. Why am I the only one preparing?
You know when someone says that it was outside, I didn't come inside.
Yeah.
Things.
Like I'm about to do and they do outside.
Men need to know that there's something called vanguard sperms. Now, vanguard sperms are they swim very fast and they can come out. And sometimes they even come out in pre-cum.
Yes, that's what I heard of pre-cum. Yes.
Very good. So it's a true concept. It happens before the guy actually even has sex with you. Sometimes he has cum.
Yeah.
And that's why it's better sometimes to see what's
coming out of
someone's someone's body
Yeah.
You need to look and have enough lighting. If you can get studio lighting, the better.
Yes.
Please
lights as bright as this.
Exactly, as bright as this.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's there's always some sperm inside the precum. So whether a guy has actually finished in you or not, but that was there, you can't get pregnant, and that is why people say withdraw has a chance of failing, right? And then also someone else can say, but we started, then in the middle when I was about, I put on a condom.
But now,
like that.
What is the point of that then?
I don't know.
If you're going to get STIs, you've already probably gotten them. If you're going to get pregnant, I said, yeah.
But the biggest STI for over age is a pregnancy. People treat that. That is the truth. People treat STIs, the pregnancy as the STI. They'll say if it's HIV, they'll say I'm gonna swallow some pills. If it's any other condition, they'll be anyway, everyone fears pregnancy.
True. Exactly. What do you do with the baby? It's already here. What do you do? You just have to feed them, pay fees.
Before the feeding part, why don't you treat it cooler?
No, and the entire pregnancy thing, it takes forever. Was I've had, you feel like it's taking forever. So you have to really be ready and willing to go into this with actual knowledge and help.
Exactly. And then also people who swallow the plan Bs. And then they say, okay, fine, I took a plan B. And then somehow you end up pregnant later. It can happen. It can fail. Especially if your egg already came out. Now the period is a very interesting thing, like the menstrual cycle. It will throw out an egg, such as Batulimba. Such as you tell us the egg comes out with the menstruation and then everything comes out at once. No, the egg comes out in the middle of the month somewhere. So that egg around there, if it hasn't
Speaking on that, I had something that happens because you can say, oh, you know what? My ovulation is coming a bit later.
Yes.
So let me do it now. Like, bro, come to my place. Come now. It's like, next week, no, you don't know what's happening. Next week, I want now.
Concept.
And I want, yes. And I want life now. I don't want those things.
Now in medicine, we usually count like the menstrual cycle, we usually count from the first day of your period. That's day 1. Now, those things will only happen. The first 14 days of your cycle are usually constant. That means the day when your body is programmed to release an egg is usually constant. It will not change. The problem comes in is when your menstrual cycle is different. And that one someone can look at our previous episode. We talked about the menstrual cycle and like how it has been, what is normal. So if it's not normal, you stop counting that part.
Exactly.
And then for us, we always say in obstetrics, there's no safe day.
I think that's a better way to put it.
There's no safe day. Because when you think, okay, fine, Kale, my egg is coming later, whereas it's only there for only a day. Do you know how long sperm spends
lasts
up
in the
there?
day? That's what I was going for. It's like
how long do you think it lasts for?
They told me 3 days over. I'm like,
5 days. 5 days.
That's a long time.
5 days. That's a long time.
And they're still alive.
Then a guy would be like, but we had sex
like 5 days, like last
5 days
week.
back, like last week. How are you saying that now?
This kid is mine. But
yeah, exactly. Because for him, he will have said, okay, fine. And then the guys have the period ups. So they keep on tracking. Okay, now it's the time when the egg is coming out. And then like they tend to be like the AI of your body. Yeah. Okay, so if I do like 2 days before, then you shall be safe.
You can go live.
You're going to deposit the sperm there. It's going to wait for the egg. No problem. It will wait. Now, 2 weeks later, the period is delayed.
Not calm. Like you cheated.
Valentine. At match day 1. Day 2.
I always have a God, please. I don't do it again.
But I don't do it again. I repent of my sins. I take back all the plant based I swallowed. Not only this one. But how many times will you pray to the Lord? Banang. Kati. So let's say, okay, fine. Sometimes, some girls are ready for pregnancy, right? But then maybe the partner is not ready. And that's something we also have to address. Like, what do you think partners should do when it comes to, hey, we're going in for this sexual act? Definitely the consequences. Like, what do you think guys should do?
Have you
had that difficult conversation? Yeah.
No, but growing up, my mom used to always say the moment you decide to go in life, you want a child. So it's an agreement. You've not signed it everywhere. But it's something that you've both agreed to. So you've agreed to this. But me, I didn't know. I was just going for fun.
Yeah.
It's adult business. Adult business is reproduction. You are in the business of reproduction now.
Exactly. And I like how you say, like, when your mom told you.
Yeah.
The role of parents in this. Sometimes girls get confused, or even like guys get confused when it comes to relationships. So like, when I have this boyfriend, okay, I might be thinking about like next steps, etc. And then sometimes, most times it's us girls who think about these things.
Yes, we're forcing.
Now, in your brain, you've already decided, and whether you draw a map. You draw a map of your entire life. With your boyfriend, you're like, okay, fine.
And our kid will look so good.
Our kid will look good. And now there are AI apps. So you can get his picture, and then your picture, you put them together, and then you have like a kid. You're like, oh my God. You even send it to him, like, see how our kid will look like.
I'm thinking names of Claire. Even you've been dating for 2 weeks. Claire, with his last name there.
So, if you're among that category, we need to tell you that when we're usually at campus, the food that we eat is usually like Rolex money. The normal food is actually very expensive. Yes, the meals are very expensive.
But Lumonda is cheap.
Yeah,
and you get.
Is not a balanced diet.
That's true, yes.
Now, if you're going to eat like a whole, but I'm talking about like meals.
Yeah.
Those meals are expensive. Like 5K a meal. Man, that's too much. 10K a day. Rolex is 2K.
What do you want me like day banange?
1 meal a day. Ojja sawa meka.
That's true.
1 minute ndio ojja sawa meka. Ojja kumunana
so 12 ne webaka.
12. What do you study during that day? Ojja mugati.
Campus life is hard, please.
Exactly, it is hard. And because it is hard, it means that any guy that is out there looking for a campus chick to actually get in touch with and have a family with, you need to prepare her for pregnancy.
Yeah.
Her body is not yet ready for pregnancy. There's very interesting things about our bodies. We need to prepare them.
Yes.
Campus some of us like really partied. Party that I mean drinking, but some people drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And then if you're planning about a pregnancy and you've been drinking alcohol, you need to like now understand that, hey, I need to cut down some of these things. Or
is it true?
Stop.
It causes like low sperm count in men?
The alcohol?
Yeah.
It's smoking that usually does. the smoking.
Do they know?
And I hope they know.
Our men just live life.
I hope they know.
Like it will work.
I think for shisha. Now shisha has everything, about cigarettes, about what, everything. Somehow smoking is back and it's like a normal thing. I really hope people understand that men have low sperm now. And it's the reason why I think you've heard about IVF. I don't know if you've heard about things like that. Yeah. It's becoming more popular because men have issues.
Yes.
Imagine it affecting Abasajja. Then it will be more pronounced and whatever. If it's a woman thing like, yeah. And those days when someone has a problem like giving birth and like they want a child but they can't have one, they usually do like the natural IVF. So then you tell your guys, your mom, they get you another guy, by the brother's brother. Are
you joking?
Yes. Then like he's the one who like ish donates the sperm.
Does the man know the husband?
Sometimes he chooses not to know, or they just keep her and just look at him. So the babe comes back, she's pregnant, but like she's pregnant to keep them married for society, not because
Christ.
But that's she also painful. Wanted a child. But now because we have like technologies and now people can openly say, yes, I have a challenge, I have low sperm count. But when it comes to like preparing for pregnancy, it's not only about the babe. Like like she's the one who accepted to like have sex, so it's up to her to like decide whatever happens with her body. And also, I mean,
is it true that when you put the laptop? Because I've seen a couple of videos. That trend has been going around of my wife. Wants a kid, she won't tell me, but there will be signs. So when the guy is holding a laptop, right next to the area, and the chick pulls away the laptop, like it has about electromagnetic something going through.
So there's all that talk about like phones being in the pockets for guys, laptops, etc. I would say maybe they play a role, but I think like with the more research that we have right now, we know that there's much more than just the laptops. So it's what do we drink? Like it has very many chemicals that still affect our reproduction. Our lotions that we use.
Oh yeah, skincare.
Yes, and even men also are on skincare.
Yeah.
So
they have to.
There's a lot that we are using that's impacting our bodies. Not only the men, but also the women.
But also
then like there's something called lead. It's a metal.
Uganda.
Yeah, it is lead.
The thing that was in paint that was banned.
Yes, it's a toxin.
You drink it.
Yes, if you actually test the level, that's why there's water testing, quality testing of the water from those guys National Water and Sewage Corporation. Very good. So they do some of those tests to make sure that the consumption of the lead that is inside there is little. But lead does not go out of the body when you take it. It keeps on accumulating.
Oh, Jesus. Why do we...
So if the quality levels are actually low, and that is why, like, of course you can't check your water every day on a sink. But what the impact is also chiraba, neyo mwana we ajjo chiraba.
Mu system completely.
Now that comes from industries. And that is why they always say like the industrial revolution spoiled a lot of things. And people were like living next to factories, living next to different like industrial areas. There's cars, there's fuel, there's everything. Those things seep into the ground, so they find themselves into the water that we take.
Jesus Christ! Because I have the story about lead, the amounts of lead in paint. In the wall painting.
Yes.
Wait.
Exactly. Right? Wall paints have lead. Everything. It's almost everywhere. And not just like only one metal, but there's very many metals that actually affect reproduction for both men and women. So maybe the country can also like look at more research into that, because abami banji spam techali tibachali gamanti manga mwana omchala yakola chi yazala abana. That's what they usually say. Na yekati da we can still count.
Yes, because also I had sorry, oh my god, that thing has gone. But the first stage of pregnancy.
Yes.
What is it called? Like the first
trimester.
The morning sickness thing.
It
has like a name, like a bougie name. Like what you would call it. It's like
what's the bougie name? Let the people comment and tell us.
Yeah. There's a medical name. It's not a bougie name, it's a medical term. Sorry.
Hyperemesis gravidarum.
I want to say
I would have said that.
Why they said that? That it's not usually the woman's fault. It has to be from the health of the man. Is that
the
true?
man? Yes, the sperm affects the reproduction,
and it makes the placenta.
Exactly. So it also affects like, the placenta thing.
All of this,
and then umchala waba funye pressure kulubuto. I know kubuzo mwami because like that means the man's sperm was most likely like poor quality sperm that led her to have like hypertension in pregnancy. But
oh
anyway,
my God, really?
yes. So now it comes back to what do we need to do when you're preparing for a pregnancy. Number one, it's not your fault if your lady ends up with hypertension in pregnancy or ends up with having high blood sugars in pregnancy. Like, it's not like the man's fault. He can't determine that this is like a sperm that's going to come out. This is what. But there's all these different things that affect our lives and our reproduction, and we need to acknowledge. So when we reach that level of saying, okay, fine, I am ready to have a child. Twega say Valentine into November baby, December baby. What do we need to do before we even decide and say, okay, let's go into this?
Before we get to that, what's the time period?
So ideally 6 months before you even have the sex to get a baby is the best time. If you can't make 6 months, then 3 months. At least 3 months before. Prepare the woman. Now for the woman, we usually take folic acid. Now folic acid is a tablet that usually is available. People can buy it. Abantu abasenga tugona folic acid baba loza fefo ba ifasi ba pregnant care ba debit. Oh Jesus Christ, it's folic acid. And if you're in a country like Uganda where the levels of like birth defects is abana abazalidwa nga bayiko oblemu, yes, like they have different conditions or or they have the what's it called, like heart conditions, those back things where you have like not hatchbacks, there's like swellings on the back, spina bifida. Okay, we just finished our folic acid awareness week, but that's something.
It's caused by lack of that.
Yes. So now the women's bodies do not reserve folic acid. We don't reserve folic acid.
Are you serious? The most important thing we need for reproduction, we don't keep.
We don't reserve it, so we need to have it in our bodies so that when the baby comes, when the baby they don't asanga tewali. Aita kulinda kutekamu asalawo nagamba katika nkolechi.
Then why is the body forcing us to get pregnant when it doesn't even have folic acid?
That is why we need to prepare for the pregnancies. So at least 3 months before, if you're married, you need to like have your lady. Now that's where the guys come in. Have your lady take folic acid. In Uganda, we recommend at least 4 milligrams. And you'll find a tablet of 5 milligrams. So jimide, whatever is easier for you, take it on a daily. So that your body has the folic acid that is needed for your baby's growth. Baby yewa agenda mutagenda kulinda nti kati Nabbanja kantekemu chi folic then I grow. And by the time by the time you realize you're pregnant, usually like is 2 weeks later, baby is probably like 3 weeks old. And that's the time when like baby's body parts are being formed, like the brain is being formed, the spinal cord is being formed, then you end up with a baby that has defects.
Yeah,
that's what goes back to like also when it comes to sperm things, drinking alcohol and smoking. You need to also clear your body of smoking at least 6 months before, like
completely
clean. Yeah, it will at least help improve your sperm count. Stop drinking, have a healthy diet, go to gym. That's like for guys, go to gym. Now, that's interesting for babes. Girls, we are soft life. Our bodies hate hard life.
But we like gym. I like gym.
You like gym? You should be careful with the gym.
No time.
You need to know how much
you can take
on.
Also,
because if you're a lady and you overwork out, it also affects your reproduction. You're not meant to overwork out.
Are you serious?
Yes, ladies we are soft.
God, these bodies are so.
That's why you see like people who do like a lot of athletics, they have a hard time getting pregnant. Your body is not supposed to do like a whole of like hard things. I'm not saying women should not exercise. It's very good, but like if you are a lady and you're planning about getting pregnant, the best exercise for you is like just do a walk. If you do a walk at least 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, it's almost enough.
I love those.
Just eat a balanced diet. Like you do not need to do a lot for your body. And people who are in sports, that's okay. Yeah. They also get pregnant with time, and I think sometimes they have to first go off the intense workouts, and then after they get like pregnant because the body knows how to program. But however, working out is very good for men. Now, men who want to improve their sperm count are very good. Like
need to work out
more. Yes. So if you're a gym girly and you want to go to the gym, what you do in the gym really matters.
Yeah.
So if you're going in, you need to tell your instructor, so this is my plan for the next 3 months. I'm planning on getting pregnant, but I still want to work out. So the workout changes a little bit.
What about during? What can I do during?
During the pregnancy?
Yeah.
Workout.
Okay. Yes. You talked about skincare. Now, yes. I'm a tretinoin girly. Like there are girls who like tretinoin. I'm one of them. Glycolic acid, niacinamide. So please, I'm not going off my creams for. Yes.
There was a recent TikTok post, I think it was from Instagram, since someone made a TikTok out of it. And I think it had some number of views, but I feel like the engagement should have been more. And people were like, yeah, so what's wrong? Or sorry. So now that the post was about a lady delivers a child who has multiple abnormalities. And the baby, I think, ended up passing on. And then the doctor was wondering, this is a very young lady. It's her first child. She's not old. Like, there's something about women and age and giving birth. Like,
the eggs lose over what?
Yeah, after 35, man, the body's like...
it's bye-bye.
It's saying, man, time to almost clock out.
Close this. Close shop.
So medically, yes, we consider that. So now, she gives birth to a girl a baby who is deformed. She has no risk factors. She does not smoke, does not take alcohol, she's clean. And then the only way they noticed that maybe something was off was because the girl really had a very fair skin. So she was, and when they asked, what have you been doing for your skincare? She actually said, I've been using
tretinoin.
So
it's me.
Tretinoin. So she's been using that. Now,
serious?
if you are a girl on a skincare routine and you're planning to get pregnant, you're planning on getting pregnant because of Valentine's.
And it's in everything nowadays.
I think run to the
shower
hospital.
gel has...
If you're planning to continue with pregnancy or to be pregnant after Valentine's, I think run to hospital. That's what I would recommend for someone. Like, run to hospital. We will not stop what tretinoin is going to do to your baby, but we just have to monitor throughout.
It's that powerful.
Yes. And we recommend that you should stop the tretinoin treatments at least 6 months before you actually plan to get pregnant.
Jeez.
So if you're planning to get pregnant in March, that means you should have stopped this in what? March, Feb, Jan, December, November, October, September. End of September is when you say, Kale.
Skin yongojivako.
Tretinoin
priority.
Yes, you really have to go off it because it's going to affect your baby. It may not affect you directly, but it will affect your baby. And then the question is would you want to live a life where you're very sad? Because skincare at the end of the day also matches out with how your quality of life is. Are you a happy girl? Do you love yourself? So if you're sad that you lost your baby and then you don't want to blame yourself, oh my God, this is my fault, or maybe my baby is like this, then just save it. Just so go with the
okay.
What
about hyaluronic acid?
I think that's safe.
Yes.
That's safe. But we can clearly say that if it comes skin products, consult the obstetrician before you use those. Now, the women who also, when they get pregnant, they get very interesting skin patches, etc. Yeah, pregnancy is not your mate, man.
My God. I'm not doing enough inside. I'm also have to do more on the outside.
On the outside.
Please.
So sometimes you get the different skin defects, and it's important. Please always ask the OB-GYN what is happening to my skin and then what should be recommended, because most times you're going to be I can use this lotion. What is inside that lotion? If you can carry it to your is it okay for me to take? So there's a lot. And together with skincare and everything, well, HIV is still real, STIs are still real, and they can also not affect you alone, but they also affect the baby.
Oh, Jesus, stop. It's so hard when you can get a miscarriage from having an STI. What STI is that powerful to literally kill a baby?
Unfortunately, our women reproductive parts are very open. So if you have an infection, etambula bulungi nnyo negenda in the womb of the baby, and where the baby is growing, and then it will affect how they will how the placenta will grow. The placenta is what feeds the baby.
Oh my God.
Most times if it affects that means the baby is not able to feed. So the baby ends up what?
Coming out.
Bye, mommy. Not now.
You have...
Then they go away. Or sometimes when the pregnancy is older, they will end up women will get complications. Sometimes it's their water breaks early, or sometimes they get into labor early, because the first thing the baby does, if the womb is not safe, is to escape. So if your pregnancy, so if the pregnancy is,
no wonder they call a baby
very
a parasite. It's I have to leave.
I have to leave.
Either in here or out there.
Exactly. So if the baby is very young, less than 7 months for Uganda, they will come out, and we shall say that's a miscarriage, pregnancy loss. So some people call it an abortion. Medically, it's an abortion, but you didn't intend it, but it came out, so that it aborted itself.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. So the easiest way to say it, like massages people's hearts.
What massages?
It massages people's hearts, a pregnancy loss.
Speaking about massages, I'm going to tell you.
What?
I've heard
For
of
preparing for pregnancy?
What is something called like a perineal massage?
A perineal
You
massage.
guys, yes. Where someone has to get in there. Do tell. Social media. So I'm not really sure about too full. I'm just going by views. I'm like, this is fascinating. But does it help or just to
what is a perineal massage?
So please don't quote me on this. I did not come up with this. It's just TikTok, honestly. I blame TikTok. But
TikTok is never had one and giving information. So
I've not had one because, of course, I'm not planning to have a child. But okay, at least now.
You're planning to have a child?
Not now.
Okay.
I do want to be a mother, but
no,
not
like,
right now.
I'm just asking. I feel like there's some women who never plan to have any child, and yeah. Okay, today for your massage.
Someone, whoever you choose, it can be your partner or a doctor. They like go like inner. Wait, is it inner labia or inner thigh? And then they massage the area to kind of stimulate. I don't know. This is supposed to be her explaining if this is just perversion or it actually helps. How about Wilimba? It's perversion, really. Someone just wants to get their hands in there and stuff.
Wow. Oh yes. The perineal massage is actually a real thing.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's a real thing. And we usually do it when a woman is almost giving birth. But that's usually the partner. Yeah, kwata maybe. I think some men are doing it for women, but I feel like it is more intimate when it's a partner.
Of course.
Yes, and also we shall talk about it along the journey of like self-motherhood. But then, guys, this is a podcast that has two arms, and I hope people know that the self-motherhood part, what we're talking about right now, is now where we shall have those episodes.
Okay.
So yo kati perineal massage yo. And then the only massage you need is to have very good sex and get pregnant.
Yeah. Have to be good.
Like either way, a woman
you get pregnant either way.
Exactly. You get pregnant through that. Exactly. But yeah, now something very important before we actually like end this part is we need to discuss things to do with like blood tests.
Yes, please.
Okay, I have to go and like do some tests.
Yes.
But if you're planning to get pregnant, it's not only slim, and we're talking about the placental infections. Now, those infections that can also affect how the baby grows. We have things like syphilis.
That's syphilis in Zenziku.
What's syphilis?
Kabotongo.
Oh my god, yes, it's kabotongo.
It's one of those terms like witches use. I thought.
Which witches? Jesus.
Basao Baganda. I thought it was one of those things. It's not like an actual disease.
It is a disease. So Enziku is a disease that we actually test out in like we do a blood test, a very simple blood test that we do. So someone needs to actually go and check it out. Now the other one is malaria. Malaria causes pregnancy losses. So we usually will check for malaria for the mummy.
So syphilis, which is kabotongo.
Yes.
And Nziku, which is...
Nziku is what?
Who knows?
I don't know what Nziku is
in English.
Gonorrhea? Okay, yeah. If a guy has a problem, yes. And yeah, guys will know they have gonorrhea if they have an itch. Like if you have an itch or like a...
Are you serious?
Yes. I know.
And men never check any tests.
I know if they don't do that and like have the treatment, that means the next time you won't be able to release sperm. They'll have infertility because of that. Like the sperm won't come out.
Wait, you'll do the thing and nothing will come out?
Yes, like nothing will come out. But they'll be in pain as well. So they most likely will not do that thing. So guys, they just create that.
So it's just a feeling. They'll have the feeling, but nothing will.
Yes, like nothing will. But most times it's really painful. But until it gets to painful, that's really like bad. So they need to have it checked out. So have that screening. There's more tests that we discussed about. There's sickle cell. I think you've seen many people talking about like sickle cell disease, Evawa. This is both for the woman and the man. Because sickle cell is like it's like a root that goes into your blood. Somehow you don't know when it will come out. So if you meet someone else that has that same root and they combine and you get a baby with sickle cell disease. There are treatments, but well, if you can have it tested and you're preparing for a pregnancy and you can prevent it, why not? Then there's also the blood group. What's your blood group?
Oh, Don't ask me negative or what, because I don't remember.
That is exactly why you need to prepare for pregnancy and check. So it's important when you know your blood group. I am A+. If you know your blood group, it's important also know what is the other car. Is it a plus or minus? Or minus? Now for us, when it comes to like baby and mommy, that's the most important.
Really?
Yes. Because if you are a negative mom, now we need to know, is your partner also negative or positive? Now, if you're a lady and you had a February something and the guy disappeared, he's like, sina binyagala kumanya about the pregnancy. Man, Obama get to know his blood group because I don't know.
But also those things conversations are hard to talk about on dates.
Exactly.
Right? Like you're the weirdo who's like, first date. Okay, what's your blood group?
You be the weirdo, but at the end of the day.
Give me records to prove this is actually your blood type. It's like, this girl is crazy.
No, but take them out for a test. The same way you do like an HIV test. Take them to a clinic and be like, want a whole panel.
Also, by the time you bring an HIV test on a date.
Self-care test. Organogamba smanga what? Well woman tests, well man tests, what? Those self-care tests.
Blood group. I'm like,
when blood groups is different. Ngazina research factor is different. I'll combine some positive research factor. Mugenda before you even get pregnant, and you have a talk with the gynecologist.
Please.
You're
supposed to just make baby and move on.
And the baby won't come. First baby may come out and you're okay. The next pregnancy start coming out early. Then you're asking yourself what is wrong. So you need to go and ask. So there's something we can do for you, and you actually have a pregnancy, because at the end of the day, you may not be able to get a pregnancy.
Modern medicine is genius. Imagine people like 2,000 years ago. Just be like witchcraft.
And
how do you explain that?
I think that's why the clan things came up. Now, the clan things is that if there's something in your clan, you go to a different clan. So it helps a lot. And that worked. Somehow it worked. Where you found a clan that was already attacked also with its own things, then you get problems with the next generation. But we should close out. What do you think? No perineal massages. Preparing for a pregnancy is not required to have a perineal massage. However,
I think it's very important, because also these topics are really hard to have with your partner if you're the knowledgeable woman, right?
Yes.
Because mostly we go for men who are older than us, sitting him down and being
like, young African and famous. Very more topic because Uganda was well represented by Shakib and Zari. So okay.
No. But I get that. But like, it gives confidence.
But I also get like the confidence part is more in information, and that is why we have a podcast like this today and like to discuss. And people can also tell us in the comments and tell us more about what they think when it comes to preparing for a pregnancy. Have we left out anything? Some people, we may have a conversation that people may actually think is more important. And for someone to have to like more knowledge, like right now, like of course you have like some more knowledge about you, like okay, now this, now that. There's someone out there, and most times it's like the guys are like, if you're kuzala biachi, yet even him, if you actually knew some information about, like, let me take my woman. She's a car person, she just came out of school. Literally, like her body is not yet ready for a pregnancy. Like you start folic acid, preparing her body to have a pregnancy. And sometimes nutrition. When you also understand why you should do what you do, it becomes easy.
Is there any food like, okay, at least eat this one?
It's a balanced diet. We shall put for you a plate in this episode.
Yes, can have a balanced
diet. And then you can know what a balanced diet is.
Chips, fish.
We're going to solve all that. We're going to solve all that. Okay, thank you very much. And as we're closing out now for this session, we had a session about preparing for a pregnancy. If you think we left out anything, please let us know in the comments. If you think you want us to add some more things and discuss about them in our next series, please let us know. This is Vibe with Dr. Ruth Grace, and thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to follow us on our pages. Rich Ahad Uganda, follow the podcast Vibe with Dr. Ruth Grace, and then also on my TikTok page at Dr. Ruth Grace. And shout out to Nabbanja, my co-host for today.
Bye.
She's been beautiful, and the guys behind the camera. Bye.
Bye.